Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome back to our channel once again. Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki was humiliated badly yesterday in Othaya. I want you guys to watch the member of parliament being heckled badly. That's the local member of parliament for Othaya being heckled like that. Kindiki had gone to Othaya. Let me just read for you what he posted. Othaya, Nyeri County, Wednesday, June 4th. On April 6th, 2025, elected leaders, and it's very specific, Othaya MP and Senator, and the people of Othaya requested President William Ruto for a stadium in Othaya town to support growth of local sports talent. The government, through the sports fund, is putting up a 55 million shilling Othaya stadium whose construction starts today and will be completed within 6 months. So from this I can suspect the president will be in Othaya within that 6 months. Honored to preside over the launch of the construction works and engagement with the Othaya town residents, and is listing those who accompanied him there. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to now watch how the residents of Othaya embarrassed Professor Kithure Kindiki. Don't forget that Othaya constituency was once represented in parliament by a gentleman by the name Mwai Kibaki. Watch. Then in this video I want to explain to you guys my thought about the humiliation. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Professor Kithure Kindiki being humiliated in Othaya like that, in an event they organized themselves. First of all, I was asking myself a question. Kindiki in his own post was very specific on the member of parliament for Othaya and the senator who requested the president. Othaya is in Nyeri County. Nyeri County has a governor. Where was the governor? Where was the women rep? Where were they? From that alone, it can tell you that this event was supposed to serve some political interest.
Omba kwa heshima. Viongozi waheshimu viongozi wale wengine. Uwezi kuwa ati wewe peke yako ndio mwerevu, ndio mjuaji, ndio kila kitu, na viongozi wengine wote ati ni kumbafu. Au viongozi wengine hakuna kitu wanajua. Wewe ndio unajua mambo yote. Kwani wewe ni Mungu? Si ni Mungu pekee anajua mambo yote? So I'm asking leaders to work collectively with other leaders. Viongozi wakubwa, viongozi wadogo, unafanya kazi hata na mwananchi. Usiwe na kiburi na kujifiga kifua. Hakujui mambo ya kesho. Heshimu viongozi wote, MCA, MP, kila mtu, governor, senator, kila mtu ako na jukumu.
Because the governor for Nyeri is an ally of Rigathi Gachagua, and therefore he was not invited. We also know that the senator for Nyeri is an ally of Professor Kithure Kindiki. We also know that the member of parliament for Othaya is allied to Professor Kithure Kindiki. And that's why they attended this event. So it means this event was supposed to serve some political interest. And therefore, I want to reveal to you guys what I think were the objectives of those hecklings. Before we do that, for those who are watching the channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, number one, and this is something which should worry William Ruto and his allies, the one-term momentum is gaining traction in the Republic of Kenya. We saw the other day, Samido was forced to sing one term.
One time.
One time.
One time. Not a...
One time.
One time. Bwana na huko.
Simama hapa. Tufungulie hapa bwana. Tafadhali. Wote.
Tumefanya nini apande?
Those who paid Kindiki a visit at that time, those celebrities, most of them were forced to actually apologize. And we've been seeing a lot of events, social events in the mountain, where one term is becoming an anthem. That's exactly what is now taking root on the ground. Because initially, these things used to happen in the elite clubs, like in Nairobi, Quiver Club, you know, those big clubs, Naivasha. But now, the residents of Othaya, right down there, are telling Kindiki that one term. In fact, I think the reason for this spiral effect is when Rigathi Gachagua spoke passionately about one term at some point.
Na sisi tutatoa kiongozi mmoja ya kupambana na Kasongo. Wakiamua ni mimi, nitakimbiza yeye kama baisikeli ya kuibiwa. Harambee! Harambee! Munasema ni one term. Ataenda one term. Sema one term. Wewe William Ruto. Wewe Kasongo. Wewe muuaji. Wewe mwizi. Wewe Kasongo. Harambee! Aende asiende. Githurai oi! Githurai oi! Githurai oi!
Number two, I think this is a sign of rejection of William Ruto and his allies. The truth of the matter is that Kindiki also went to Mwea, and people, as much as he was not really heckled the way he was heckled in Othaya, but you could tell that this is a man who is being rejected. So I can safely conclude that William Ruto and his allies in the mountain are being rejected. And the rejection is now loud. I don't know what to expect in the next few months, because remember, Kindiki is the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, having full backing of the president, which means even the intelligence system was supposed to have told him what to expect. Whether it was really necessary to go to Othaya, then leave, and after leaving, the only news coming out of it is the rejection. So for me, I think William Ruto's allies are being rejected. And number three, which is important, this is still the aftermath of Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment. Othaya member of parliament voted to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. Kindiki took over from Rigathi Gachagua. Now they were attending an event in Rigathi Gachagua's own county. What did they expect? For me, it was expected that they were going to be heckled. And lastly, if Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki is not careful, if he's not careful, William Ruto might replace him as a deputy president or as a running mate in 2027. I'm saying this because his strategy is not working. One of the things Kindiki was tasked with was to try and win back the support of the mountain back to Ruto. He's been moving around, strategically doing this, doing that, doing this. But from yesterday, it's clear that all those efforts are not bearing any fruits. They're not being seen. His strategies are not working. So which means if it's about the empowerment, they are not working. If it's about the alleged development projects, they are not working. So what will work for him? He will have to go back to the drawing board. If you want to go back to the drawing board, I can assure you, William Ruto might be forced to pick a totally different running mate in 2027. That's a warning. I don't know what to think, but that's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.